Hello, welcome to the introduction to the Registrar and Admission Services. I am Lawrence Murrin, the Registrar here at Birmingham University, and this is?
My name is Nicole Bartley, and I'm the admissions officer here.
She's the one that gets you in, I'm the one that gets you out of here, okay? So, what we're going to look at today is what we're going to call, get my notes here, the COVID files. The collection of very important details. Once you start university, there are a lot of things that are different from high school. And then we're going to talk a lot about them and how the things work here at Birmingham University to get you into classes and to get you grades so that we can get you out of here. And all of this is being presented by RASA, Registrar and Admission Services Special Support Associates crew. Okay, so a little bit of something for you to think about with the RASA crew here. So that's our introduction. When you are on campus, if you get to campus, I know this COVID thing is really messing things up, but Registrar and Admission Services is in the lower level of the administration building, not the basement. We don't like that term at all. No, we're not in the basement. We are in the lower level where it's cool. Okay, so when you're in campus, come on by, and we're more than glad to give you a tour of our office and what's happening there. And I think we're going to have some what they call B-roll of our office. Okay, where you can see all the staff and get a handle on where we are and who you will be talking to on the telephone and seeing in the office. Okay, that's our introduction, and so this is our intro. Next time you'll see it, we're going to go to COVID-1, okay, which is the first file. So I would suggest that you sit back, go get some popcorn, okay, and binge watch the COVID files. Okay, welcome to COVID number 1, the student portal. That is a very important place to be on your computer when you want to do things here on campus. There's a link on the main website page. You can go on to students. All this will be superimposed, so you'll be able to see it. There'll be students, and you can go down to student portal, and then you log in. Okay, your username, of course, is your email here at Birmingham, and then you will have a secret decoder ring called your password. So you just put that in. If you forget that or lost it or something, you can contact IT and they will definitely try to get that hooked up again for you so you can log into the student portal. There are many things on the student portal that are important. First of all, that is where you register for classes and you can see what classes you are actually in. Now, as first-year students, if you're a first-year student watching this, but I know second, third, and fourth years will be watching this as well because this is such a riveting series. Okay, what'll happen is you can go in there and see what courses you have been registered for as first-year students because your first-year advisors have done that for you. If you're a second, third, and fourth year, you'll go in there and actually register for courses yourself. Okay, you cannot go to class, you cannot get credit towards graduation unless you register. So make sure when you look at the portal that the courses you think you're in are the courses you are actually in. That's very important. Okay, so that's the first thing about the portal. Secondly, you can see what documents we have there for you. Sometimes we'll put things in there, okay, and we'll talk about forms in one of the COVID episodes, stay tuned, okay, about the forms that you have put in. All of that will be there as well. Another thing is you can have a look at your unofficial transcript, which means a transcript is a record of all the courses and the grades you have received while here at Birmingham. What else can you do in the portal? Okay, yeah, you can also look at your finances. Okay, you can see what information is there. Another feature, how much money the school owes you. Okay, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Okay, but you can also there give parents access to your grades. If you want your parents to see your grades, your parents can see your financial details and so on. So that's on the portal. By all means, explore the portal. It is very important. And that's the end of COVID number 1, the student portal. Make sure you look at it. Have any questions? Give the RAZA team a call. Welcome back. Now we're at COVID number 2, forms. Okay, there are a lot of forms that we have at Berman University if you want to do things. For example, once you register and you want to drop a course and it's past the date, we'll talk about dates later. And that we're not talking about like dates, but like dates on the calendar. Okay, so just keep that in mind when you talk about dates. Well, we're talking about like dates on the calendar. Anyway, so I digress. But there are a lot of forms that need to be filled out. If you have an issue, for example, and you want to substitute one course for another, there's academic committee and so on. Now, all those forms are online for your convenience. Back in the good old days, before COVID, what we used to do is actually have you fill out paper. But now, because of COVID, we have put everything online, and you can access those forms through the student portal. Okay, when you're on the student portal, right in the middle, okay, in a yellow box, you will see student forms. Click on the form, fill it out, and away we go. So forms are very important here. So make sure if you need a form, you know where to go and get it. And that is on the student portal. Okay, that's it for forms. COVID number 2. Stay tuned for session number 3. Hello, welcome back to COVID file number 3, your ID number. Well, we like to think of you here at Berman University as a real life person with a real life name. You actually do have a number. And that number is extremely important because that identifies you as a unique individual on this campus. Now, it's a 6-digit number. I don't know if you can see this or not. Maybe they will superimpose this. But this is my ID number, okay? My ID card. Isn't that a wonderful picture? It's a bit old now. Okay, but anyway, down here in this corner, you will see your ID number. It's a 6-digit number. The number up here on top of the barcode is your library number. We're not interested in that in Registrar and Admission Services. But whenever you refer to things really with us, you should really quote this ID number down here, because this distinguishes you from your siblings. I have had cases where for some reason the parents thought it was really cool to name the siblings almost identical first names. Okay, and then I go and say, oh, there's that person, when in reality it was their sibling. Okay, twins are really good at this kind of thing. So make sure you have your ID number available, okay, because that is how we really refer to you at Registrar and Admission Services. That helps us to ID you as you. Okay, that's it for COVID number 3, your ID number, very important. Okay, welcome back to our session, our COVID session number 4. Remember, collection of very important details, okay? Number 4, GPA and grading. Now, the whole purpose of you being here at Berman University is to get grades, okay? You take the course, you get the grade, it goes on your transcript, and away you go. So what we do at Berman University is we have grades lettered A+ down to F. Of course, A+ is the ones you want to get, F is not so good. So there are a whole bunch of rules and regulations regarding how we give you those grades. And teachers are free to do whatever they want to give you the A or the F. Okay, now, one other thing, let me go get another piece of paper. Am I centered? Okay, good, all right. This is what we do. Most teachers will give you like, percentage grades or whatever for a test or something or other. Then they convert all that stuff into a letter grade. Okay, so you get A, B, C, D, E, F. Well, no E's, okay, but F's and so on. Okay, then in my office, we take those letter grades and we convert them back to numbers. Isn't that kind of crazy? Yeah, I think it is, but that's how things work. Teachers give you numbers usually for your test scores and whatever, okay? They convert all that to a letter grade, and then in my office, we take it and we convert it back to a number. The number is called GPA, or grade point average. Okay, so this is what we do. We assign a number to a grade. For example, in the case of the B here, it gets a 3. Case of a C, it gets a 3. Case of a C, we get a 2. Case of an A, we get a 4. Case of a D, we get a 1. These are how many credits a course is worth. Well, the courses are given credit values, okay? So like if you take a course, you get 3 credits for it, you get a 1.5. Usually if you take a course for the whole term, it's a 3 credit course, just for brevity's sake. So we take the credit count multiplied by the value of your grade, and we come up with a number. Then we take all those numbers and add them up, and we take how many credits you got and divide it into that number, and we come up with your GPA. Now, your GPA is very important, okay, because it allows you to do certain things on campus or not to do certain things on campus, okay, if you were here. Okay, if your GPA is too low, you can't be on sports teams. If your GPA is too low, like below 2.0, okay, what happens is we put you on academic restrictions. If it's really low, like 1 or below, what we can usually do, what may happen in that case is we will ask you to leave the school, okay, because your GPA is not high enough. Most degrees require a GPA of 2.0 in order to get your degree. A lot of majors require, some degrees require 2.5, like if you're in education, for example, or religious studies pre-professional track. So this number becomes extremely important, this GPA number. So, watch your GPA. Better marks, better GPA. Okay, so that's COVID number, what number was that? 4. GPA. Okay, so remember that. It's very important. Have any questions? Give the RASA team a call. And study hard. Keep that GPA up. Hi, welcome back to COVID series, COVID number 5, your transcript. Okay, when you're here at Berman, you'll take courses. When you take a course, it goes in what's called a transcript. A transcript is a record of everything you have done at university. Okay, it's a wonderful document, okay, it's kept in my office, okay, it is a permanent record of what you have done. So here's an example here. I don't know how well you can see this, maybe they will superimpose this later bigger, but here is a transcript. Notice this is what you're ending, this is what you want to get at the top of your transcript. Degree conferred. Yay! I've been here for 10 years and I finally got my degree. Trust me, that happens. Okay? I think I just cleared somebody the other day who's been at it like about 5 or 6 years. I finally got that one course done. So don't be like that. Get it done. But anyway, here's a list of all your courses, how many credits that course was worth. Remember we talked about credits in the last COVID, and the grade they received. Here's the term GPA, and here's the cumulative GPA. In other words, when you add everything together that you've taken over the whole time here, you end up with a cumulative GPA. That's very important. So this is the transcript. It is the legal document that shows what you did here at Berman University. So what do you want to do? You want to keep this pristine. No F's, no D's, maybe the odd C, but you want this to look really good, because when you get out of here, you may want to go on to graduate school, you may want to go into a different profession, and this is what people look at, your transcript. Okay, so keep this really good. No F's, no D's, maybe a C, maybe, okay, but look at it and make sure this keeps going. So this is a permanent record. We keep this on file. Okay, so that's the end of this COVID number 5. Okay, you can go and refresh your popcorn, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Hi, welcome back. This is COVID number 6, academic calendar. Now, you say to yourself, Self, what is the academic calendar? It's something like Amazon, where you can order stuff from? Ha ha ha, not quite. Okay, but this is the academic calendar. We don't print them much anymore. We just print a limited amount for our offices and so on here. But you can find this online. Okay, in it, you find lots of wonderful things. Okay, we're going to talk about academic dates in a different COVID, but that's here. Okay, and we can go over here to the course. It talks about the history of the school. Yes, you can read that upside down, I know. Okay, and the important thing here that you need to know are get to it here, the academic regulations. See, it starts over here on page 21 of this calendar. These are all the rules and regulations that determine how things work here at the university. Okay, it is the rules and regulations that makes your degree something when you get out of here. Okay, the rules and regulations that we follow are very important because it makes sure that your degree has integrity, that it has what other universities expect from a university degree. So the rules and the regulations are very important. I would strongly suggest that you take your reading device and in the comfort of your living room or when you're trying to go to sleep, especially when you're trying to go to sleep, read these rules and regulations, okay? It's bound to give you excitement as you read these particular documents. If you fall asleep, I don't blame you, okay? But anyway, it's very important. So make sure you look at the academic calendar. It has all the rules and regulations. Now, also what is in here, let me find a good example. That's not too, oh, here's music. So, also in the academic calendar is the list of courses that you need to take in order to fulfill a degree requirement. So what you would do, for example, this is the Bachelor of Music. You would look at this and say, okay, I need to take all these courses in order to graduate. Because you want to get, remember that transcript from the last one? You want to have on there, degree conferred. So to get your degree conferred, you have to do all that. Now, on the other side, well, it's kind of a, okay, why we have this on the left side and this on the right side, I don't know, but we do. Anyway, this is how you should take your courses, okay? So we have here, if you first year, for example, these are the courses you should take. Second year, these are the courses you could take. This is called a recommended course sequence. Okay, so make sure you follow this and you will be out of here in 4 years. Okay, so then you have your degree. So the academic calendar is very important. It has a lot of things. It has course descriptions here in the back. Like say, you say, oh, there's a real cool course, basket weaving. Okay, you can come here and look up basket weaving and see exactly what you're going to do. Like you're going to be down at the pool, basket weaving in the pool, things like that. Okay, so make sure you look at this, and it's got a lot of valuable information in it. And if you really are having trouble falling asleep at night, it's highly recommended reading. Okay, have yourselves a good one. I think that's the end of this COVID. Okay. Welcome back to COVID number 7, graduating. Okay, this is what you are actually going to university for, to graduate. Okay, this time I have with me Nicole, okay, who is the admissions person, and we're going to talk together a little bit about graduating, okay, because that is the end goal. Yeah. Okay, over to you, Nicole.
In 2 to 4 years, this could be you. But between now and then, you've got a few things that you need to take care of. The most important thing is making sure you take the right classes and making sure you take the right grades. In your academic calendar, you will find an outline of the courses that you need to take to complete your degree program. Pay attention to it, study it regularly, make sure you know what classes you need to take, and make sure you're taking the right ones. Furthermore, you need to make sure you get the right grades in all your classes. So for example, for your electives or your breadth classes, you could get a D if you're really struggling with one of your classes. But for your major classes, you need to get at least a C, maybe a C minus in some case. Pay a lot of attention. You don't want to have to retake a class that you already know the content for, but you got too low a grade in. The academic calendar is an important document to follow, and Larry will tell you a little bit more about which academic calendars you need to be paying attention to.
Okay. Oh, one thing I didn't tell you back about your ID number. That's really important. Okay, if you look at your ID number, the first 2 digits of your ID number is the first year you were here at Berman University. So if this is your first year at Berman University, and we're filming this in 2020, okay, you would see on your ID number 20 at the very beginning. That tells you that you need to follow the rules and regulations in the 2020 calendar in order to graduate. Okay, now, I don't know why, but some people come to university and they say, oh, I want to be a psych major. And they start and they go into psych. Only to find out that psych is kind of boring and they don't really find it very interesting and it's a bunch of, you know, whatever. So,
I took psych.
Yeah, she took psych. Okay, and nothing against psych. Very
I loved
nice
my major.
people. Okay, and there's a lot of jobs in psychology, trust me. But, so you say, oh, that's not for me, man, that's not my thing. But I like OP. Man, you're out, you know, hiking up mountains, you're out canoeing, you're out camping, you're out freezing in the wintertime. You really like OP. Okay, so you say, oh, I'm going to get out of psych and I'm going to go to OP. So if you do that, say, 2 years from now, okay, you're going to end up in the 2022 calendar, so you have to meet all the requirements of the 2022 calendar, for example, an outward pursuits degree. So when you change degrees, your calendar changes. So just be aware of that. And another thing that happens with degrees, if you switch degrees, sometimes a lot of the courses that you take for one degree do not apply to the other degree. So you could be losing a lot of money and a lot of time when you switch programs. So just keep that in mind. But you must follow the calendar that the registrar, me, tells you to follow when you change programs. Okay, is that all I got about graduation?
That's all we need to know.
Okay, we want to get you out of here. Okay, so make sure you follow the rules and regulations and everything you need to take in the academic calendar. Hi, this is COVID file number 08. You know what this reminds me of? Somebody getting a mugshot. Like where you know how they always hold up their number in front of them? Okay, but anyway, I don't know what brought that to my mind, just standing here, just holding this thing, thinking, oh man, look at this. I'm holding up a sign. What crime did I commit? Oh, no, actually, we're just in collection of very important details. Number 8, academic dates. Academic dates are extremely important. There are times when you can do things and times when you can't do things. Remember, Solomon says, what, in Ecclesiastes, for everything there is a time, right? Everything there is a season. It applies so well here at university. If you go to wonderful page 6 of the academic calendar, it tells you when you can do certain things. For example, you can register for a class up until, well, this year is really kind of weird. Like the whole COVID, well, these aren't, the COVID files aren't weird, but the whole COVID bug thing is weird. But anyway, what got me going on that? Dates, right, okay. This year we're starting August 31st, which is really weird. I have never in my life started courses before Labor Day. But this year, because of the way Labor Day falls, it's really late in September, we had to start August 31st. So the last day that you can add a class is 5 days after that, I think, which is August or September 4 or 5 or something. That's very important because you cannot get into a class after that date. So make sure that you get all your classes registered for by that last day to add a class. There's a last day to drop a class. So let's say you go to a class, like an OP class, that's called camping, and all of a sudden they tell you you're going to be camping in January. Well, in this particular climate, January is not particularly warm, and you say to yourself, do I really want to go camping in the snow and the cold? That's not for me. So you want to drop out of that particular course. So there's a date that you must drop your course. Otherwise, it shows up on your transcript, okay? And you can get a withdrawal, for example. There's a date for withdrawal. If you try to drop a course after a certain date, you're going to get an F. There's all kinds of dates that are very important, and I would strongly suggest that you look at the dates to make sure that you do everything in a timely manner. Talking about dates, something else to do in a timely manner are your assignments. Okay, not only are there academic dates, there are dates that teachers set in your class that say, okay, by this date, you will have assignment 23 done. If it's not done by this date, you're going to get a 0. Okay, and the teachers actually say that. Okay, so make sure when you're here at the university that you follow dates. Dates are very important, not the kind you eat, okay, or the kind of dates you go on with other people, but academic dates, the calendar dates, are extremely important. Okay, that's all I got to say about dates. Make sure you follow the dates. Okay, I think I'm out of here. All the best, guys.
If you haven't already done so, be sure to request your final official transcripts to be sent directly to my office. Final means that your high school transcripts will have a graduation date on them and all your marks listed. Official means that they come directly to my office from your school or educational authority, not from you. Your school can email them or mail the transcripts to my office. To admit you to Berman, I evaluated your high school transcripts and any post-secondary work you may have completed. Depending on your program of study, you need to have taken certain prerequisite courses. For example, if you're taking biology, you need to have taken at the grade 12 level English, math, biology, chemistry, and one other course, preferably physics. But if you're taking religious studies, you need to have English and 4 other grade 12 level courses, 3 of which need to have been academic courses such as social studies, math, or science, or the fine arts. If you're like I was as a student, you might end up changing your major, and that's okay. A lot of us do. But when you change your major, make sure you have the required prerequisites for your new program of study. For example, if a student is a psychology major and is thinking about switching to biology, this student took, for example, English, math, social studies, biology, and choir in grade 12. But this student didn't take grade 12 chemistry. So when they try to change their major, they're going to encounter some setbacks and will need to do some upgrading before that they can switch to biology. For more information about the specific admissions requirements for your program, visit our website at bermanu.ca/admission requirements, or you can email me at admissions@bermanu.ca. Hi, I'm Nicole, and this is COVID number 10. So you've been granted probationary admission. I promise it's not as scary as it sounds. You were granted probationary admission for one of 2 reasons. Either you had a grade that was too low, or you didn't take a specific class that you need for admission into your program of choice. What this means is that you will have to take an upgrade course called a 100 level course. During your first year, in order to make up the prerequisite deficiency for your program, to help you succeed, you're limited to a lighter course load of 12 credits per semester so you can work hard to get the grades that you need in your courses. You need to complete your 100 level course with a minimum grade of C or 60%, and your overall GPA needs to be at least 2.0. After you have successfully fulfilled these conditions, your probationary status is removed and you're welcome to pursue a full 15 credit course load. If you don't meet these conditions, you might be academically dismissed, so work hard. My best advice to you is to show up to all your classes and do your work. Don't be afraid to ask your professors for some extra clarification if you're confused or if you don't understand something. It's their job to help you and they want you to succeed. Don't procrastinate. Get started on your work early so you have the time to turn in your best work. You can work with the Student Success Center. They provide free tutoring for any classes that might need extra assistance. And finally, write your best essays by working with the Writing Center to refine your work and give your essays a thorough proofread before turning them in. I'm so glad that you've chosen to come to Berman University, and we're so looking forward to meeting you once we're back to face-to-face classes. Thanks.